What's going down, everybody? Thanks for joining us on another Blunt Talk. I'm Danny.
I'm Will.
I'm Shane. Today we got another special guest in the house.
What's happening, guys? I'm Graham. I'm the GM over at Hayes Dispensary, and I also run Graham's Glass Gallery online.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys follow the channel, you would have seen the feature we did on Graham's Glass Collection a couple of weeks ago. I know a lot of you guys saw it, really liked it. We actually, got some requests. Hey, that was dope. We did a little session in the video, smoking with Graham. People said you guys should get him on the podcast.
So here we
What
are.
uppy?
Graham, you came through with some treats for us this time. I thought we saw everything that the Glass Collection had to offer last time we were there, but you brought through some new gems.
Yep. So I brought a few motherships to sesh on today. Right now I'm heating up a 2017 Fab Egg. Everything that I have is first quality. The one over there by Shane is a brand new 2018 Mini Taurus.
Hey, that shit's tight.
This shit's clean.
It's pretty much the smallest first quality Taurus I've seen yet.
I'm digging it. I'm definitely going to have to dab on that. You got this right after we left last time, right?
That's right. Yeah. So I had an unfortunate accident with the last Taurus that we had in the other video. The neck popped off. Fortunately, Mothership took it back and did a full repair on it. So she's good to go, but I was devastated and had to replace it pretty much right away. So hence
How long did it take to get fixed?
It was only like a probably 3-week turnaround time.
Hey, bro,
that's tight.
Real talk. People can say what they want about Mothership, about hype, about prices, about just how crazy glass is in general. You get what you pay for as far as customer service goes with them,
Absolutely.
I got a bucket one time I bought offline used. It was just like a regular XL bucket. I think it was lemon drop or something. I got the cap, and the cap just didn't have a good fit. It wasn't an airtight fit. You know what I mean? I didn't buy it directly from them or a real retailer.
Right.
They didn't have to replace it. I hit them up about it. They're like, yo, send it in. We'll get you a new one.
Nice.
Send it in. I had a new one within 2 weeks.
Yeah, they were super
And they let me
quick.
Actually, they let me keep the original one and just sent me a new one on top of that.
That's crazy.
They just sent you a new one?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Shout out Mothership.
Shout out.
So, like we said, you can say what you want about the prices, but
Yeah.
the customer service is
Right.
there, and that's one thing that you would hope that you would get with those kind of prices.
I fuck with Mothership. Always quality glass.
I don't know shit about glass, but I'm learning.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I'm not much more. I know a little bit, but I fuck with Mothership.
That's what I was about to ask. He has some of the most dopest glass pieces I've seen ever. He brought back childhood memories. I've seen Ninja Turtles. I've seen Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I wasn't even prepared for that type of collection. I walked in, I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
Essentially, I mean, that's why I started collecting, was just I saw nostalgic pieces that, really hit. I was like, oh, I got to have these.
Childhood favorites for the most part.
Exactly.
How long did it take you to accrue your collection and stuff like that? How long?
I've been collecting for about 4 years.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a real collection.
Yeah. I mean, before that, I was definitely collecting like flower bongs and high size and roar bongs and all that kind of like cheaper shit.
Okay.
But probably in like 2013, I got like at the end of 2013 heavy into collecting the headies and shit like that.
So how does that go? Do you just like do you buy and sell and then you only keep around the best shit? Or
I mean, essentially yes, but
yeah,
I pretty much just buy what I like.
yeah.
So
You don't buy too many things planning on reselling it.
exactly. I really have never bought with the intent to resell.
So it's mainly for your collection and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's dope, though. So you have a real love for glass.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
Unless
great.
it's it's just like a lot of other trends or hobbies. Like it's the same thing with like sneakers or just
Absolutely.
any kind of shit like that. That's hype.
Yep.
There's those people out there that aren't even about it, aren't even really about the culture, and just want to go scoop everything up for resale.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not like that at all. But I'm just saying, in the glass community, what I've noticed is there's a little bit of that too. Obviously, with the Mothership drops and all that shit.
True.
But if you go back 4 or 5 years, I feel like it's a lot of those little middlemen guys that really actually helped a lot of these artists get on. You know what I mean?
100%.
I had a lot of buddies back in the day that would buy work from artists that were just coming up and maybe having a hard time selling work, and they'd be like, yo, let me put an order for a dozen rigs,
Yeah.
And then, they end up getting a dozen rigs to pick from. You can pick the best one. And, it's a cool thing to do it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
So with all this glass that you have, do you have this shit insured at all?
So I have renter's insurance on my property.
Okay.
But
that's cool.
I mean that's really only going to cover the pieces that I have invoices for, and I've done so many buys through Instagram and Facebook groups. And,
okay. So a lot of off the book kind of thing.
Exactly. So I mean,
you can't.
If something were to happen, earthquake or anything, maybe half my collection would be covered.
Okay.
But
maybe you should record all that just so you know that you have proof of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Every time we do a video on a bong shop, that's like the most upped comment is, "Oh man, what happens when there's an earthquake?"
Yep.
You know, "Oh my God, the shit's in Cali. Just wait for an earthquake."
Yeah, and all my shit's kept in pretty much IKEA cases. So yeah, if it goes down, everything's gonna break.
Oh man,
You got a lot of glass, man. We might have to step the case game up.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Just for peace of mind. I don't know if it were me.
he's gonna have a brand of glass cases, reinforced and everything, earthquake proof.
So obviously you dab. You've been dabbing for a while. You still enjoy smoking flowers.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you take us
Once
back to when you started smoking? Kind of how'd you get into it? How old were you the first time? Do you remember the first time you ever smoked?
So honestly, first time I smoked, I was probably 14 years old, and it was weed that I found in my dad's closet. He was buying like lots of brick weed, probably like half packs at a time, and they'd just come in like bricks that would be like chopped in half.
Nice.
Like literally a 1 pound brick just sliced
Like
in half.
real brick.
And it was so easy to jack his weed because I could just flake off little like. I really hope he never sees this shit too. But I could literally just flake off little bits of the brick, and it took him forever to really find out that I was taking it. Till the one day I got super greedy, and I was like, oh, I'm really gonna.
I'm taking a zip.
I'm taking a whole
exactly.
handful, no
So,
problem.
Yeah, I got caught that day, but I mean, I was smoking his brick weed. It was getting me stoned. I was living in Denver pretty much up until 2010.
Okay.
So I always had access to weed. It's not like
Good old Denver.
So
Yeah.
you seen it change from what it was
yeah.
to what it is now
yeah,
too.
it's changed so much. It's crazy.
You from Colorado originally?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
was born and
Nice.
raised there.
So
That's what's
are
up.
you a good skier or snowboarder too?
Skier.
Okay,
Definitely
okay.
more of a skier.
Oh, he's a skier. He's a slopesman.
Man, pizza and French fries.
All right,
I
so
know about.
we got to ask him the one that we ask everybody. What do you remember? What you smoked out of that first time you smoked?
That's what I was going
It
to
was a foily pipe.
Oh,
It
Yes.
was a foily pipe. Little a Bic pen with foil wrapped around the end of it. And I'm sure it probably came apart like a few times during the smoke sesh.
for
but-
sure.
Might have smoked a little plastic.
Yeah, I was heavy into the cans, the Gatorade bombs.
Almost everybody we've asked so far, it's been a can.
A can.
Right.
And
Show.
the foil pen. We had someone say a pen too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a pen.
Yeah.
That's
Apples.
stoner ingenuity, man.
Like a big pen that you hollow out.
Nobody has the imagination for that shit like fucking Bob. Bob can make a pipe out of anything. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Pipe master.
The hemp pipes. Crazy fucker. Made pipes out of the stalks. All right, so take us back. So how long have you been working in the industry? I know you mentioned you're the GM.
Yeah,
over-
so Hayes Dispensary in San Jose, I got a job there at the end of 2012.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I walked in there, just knew it was my favorite dispensary I was going to at the time. Every time I'd go in there, I would ask for a job, like, you guys hiring? One day they finally hired me on as a trimmer, and they started paying me $10 under the table to just trim bud.
Just trim, yeah.
I killed it for a few weeks there, and I showed a little more like enthusiasm
Than the rest.
Yeah. As far as trimming goes. So they put me on the floor, and it all kind of just picked up from there.
That's what's up.
I've always kind of had a inside knowledge when it comes to products in the industry. So eventually they put me on as the buyer,
Oh shit.
and yeah.
So
like,
literally started
that's
at the
dope.
bottom and worked your way up.
Oh, absolutely.
That's dope.
That's cool, man.
When you moved out here, were you planning on getting into the weed industry?
No.
No. What was your goal? What was your plan when you moved out here?
I didn't really have one. I was working at Safeway doing night crew work right before I left to go to Hayes. And
Out here, you were working there?
yeah, I was working night crew at Safeway, and I didn't have a plan. But when I got my med card and was smoking heavy, I was like, oh, eventually I want to work at a dispensary.
Yeah. That's tight.
That's cool. And it was Hayes, right? That you started at?
Yeah. Now he's the GM. That's dope, man.
That's winning.
We get
bro.
so many questions on our videos about like, especially from people from other states. Like, how do I get into the industry, man? Like,
Right
I want
now.
to do what you guys do. I want to be a part of some of this shit. And we always tell people, like,
Just
go get a job at a shop. Like,
Yeah.
start doing your homework so that someone will actually want to hire you.
Yeah.
You know, learn, like, there's so much you can learn on the internet,
Yeah.
you know? I'm sure most of your original knowledge was just from smoking, having homies that smoked and grow, and the internet.
YouTube,
you know?
honestly. Yeah.
Wow.
YouTube, but absolutely.
So has your job changed day to day from 2000 before 2018 till now? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Really? How so?
So, I mean, now, as of July 1st, my job kind of consists of hitting up all the vendors that have compliant product and just seeing what I can get into the shop.
You got to get shit that sells.
Before I had vendors just coming to me every day trying to push their shit, and it was like Shark Tank. I would be like, nah, fuck you. This sucks, you know. Your shit's boof, your shit, you know. Whatever it be. And now I pretty much am at the beck and call of the vendors. Whatever they have available, I've got to order and get on the shelves.
Yeah.
You got to get it as fast as possible.
As fast as possible. I'm competing with all the other dispensaries that are trying to do the same thing.
Oh, shit.
And essentially, we all have the same menu. So whoever gets the drops is winning.
Yeah,
gotcha.
straight up.
Whoever
It's
gets
a
the early
crazy.
release.
There's such a finite amount of product available right now.
So it's limited now compared to what it was like before.
Yeah, and unless you're like fully integrated and you have everything from A to Z and you're passing testing and everything's fully compliant, like you said, everybody's kind of got the same pool to pick from as far as products now. It's not like how it was in the past where it's like, oh, this shop is known for this and this shop is known for this. Like it seems like it's almost just leveled the playing field in a way, but I don't think it's necessarily, as far as the way you're experiencing it, as far as the way especially the patients are experiencing it, I don't know if people are seeing it as a positive thing right now.
No. It feels like it's all like cookie cutter.
No, yeah. The only people I see viewing it as a positive thing are out-of-staters coming. Yeah. And it's the out-of-staters that haven't been to Denver and Oregon yet. Because the prices there are shitting on us.
Right. Shitting on us. Big time.
And it's funny because it's a lot of the same companies, too, that got licensing in Oregon and Colorado. And you'll see the prices there for half the price of the dispensaries out there.
It's like, explain the price, like, break from say, here to Oregon, or not Oregon, let's say Colorado. You know, for an ounce of bud here or a half ounce of bud here, how much would it be out there in Colorado?
Oh my God! Fucking,
it's like $80.
Yeah,
a
but
zip
out there right now.
I still have yet to see like really, really good Colorado weed that can touch our top shelf. Mm-hmm. However, as far as concentrates, I think that they've got us. They got us
from a customer perspective, especially for like
1,000%.
If you want to take a vacation, you live in some state that doesn't have legal weed. You want to go somewhere, with $500 in your pocket and get the most bang for your buck and have the best time. It's not even close between California and Colorado.
Oh yeah, you got to go to Colorado.
Yep,
dude,
totally.
you could get an ounce of sauce of like top shelf for like what, $500, $400, $500.
Yeah. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I think.
I mean, they
have
have
compared to what it would be out here.
They have an 8-gram cap just like here. So I mean, you go.
Well,
you'd have to go dispensary hopping to really get an ounce. But
yeah.
It's totally doable.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
100% doable.
Compared to that's like wholesale price out here.
No problem. Because just like out there too, they kind of all got, unless they're vertically integrated, they all got the same fucking menu out there too.
Oh really?
It's so just not mainstream, but you know what I mean. Just so generalized now, like. There's only the people that survived, and all the stores carry them. Unless they're vertically integrated, then they only carry their own shit.
That's crazy, man.
So
when it comes to bud, what does your shop carry that nobody else carries? It's hard to say that now, but
yeah, I mean, we have our own in-house grow, so all the stuff in-house, I guess, would be unique to us. However, we're definitely growing a lot of basic Betty strains. We do a really good deep sour kush. We do a really good white.
Okay.
But they're not necessarily strains that are hype or people are
after
hunting. Exactly.
Yeah, I feel that. That's one thing about the game has changed so much. People are really hunting for those fire ass strains and stuff like that. So.
There's those shops that just have good weed. Like there's a few shops around where you're like, whatever they're growing, it's fire. They know how to grow good weed, whatever. But then there's a couple other shops that have a selection of strains that's exclusive, and that's what brings people in just for that. You know what I'm saying? It's not people that are just in the neighborhood, people that already shop in that area. People will drive 2 hours to go try a strain from one place if that's the only place.
They'll make a vacation out of it.
Totally.
Hey.
Totally.
Yeah.
So with you guys, are you guys working on anything special or anything like that in house or no?
I mean,
Just
aside from the grow, we might have a line of hash coming down the road, but that's probably not for another few months down the line.
Okay.
You guys are just trying to stay in the game right now.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys, did you see foot traffic go up or go down since the legalization with your club personally?
We've seen definitely foot traffic go up.
Yeah?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, that's good.
That's good though. That's always good
You
though.
can't complain.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
we're seeing higher sales and higher patient counts for sure every day.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
definitely dope. Is it more recreational or more medical now?
So, I mean, our shop holds both licenses,
Mm-hmm.
but we're pretty much a recreational shop. So the only way we really cater to medical patients is people that want to buy over an ounce or buy over 8 grams of concentrate.
Gotcha.
But they're subject to the same menu as pretty much
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Gee, is the taxes different at all or?
Only if you have a state card.
State card,
Everyone is under the impression that they have a state card, but that's not the
No,
case.
it's not the case.
Everybody has a doctor's recommendation.
Right.
And all that's good for is basically to buy over an ounce of bud and buy over 8 grams of concentrate. It doesn't exempt you from any tax.
Oh shit.
If you take that recommendation and register it with the public health department, I think it's $150, $200 a year, then you're eligible for that 10% break.
10% break. That's really it.
10%.
But it really went up a whole lot.
For a regular smoker though, that makes sense.
That adds up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'll make that back in no time.
Yeah, no problem. But usually we're spoiled when it comes to that.
Right.
You know, we've been here for so long and smoking for so long that we only know how to buy ounces and buy quarter pounds and stuff. You know, we're spoiled.
True.
Spoiled. We
So
are
it
spoiled.
sounds like kind of this to sum up where we're at right now. It kind of seems like there's a decreased supply, and you're saying basically, at least for you guys at your shop, an increased demand. You're seeing more patients. You know.
Yep.
Is it one? I would imagine that the overall quality is going down. At least
True.
the quality that you have access to, just because you have access to less product
True.
overall.
Yeah.
Are you guys having issues like keeping shit in stock or not having what you need to do the sales that you would otherwise be able to do?
Yes and no. There's a lot of things that we're able to substitute with other stuff, but specific products, yes, we are definitely having like hard time keeping
It's hard,
things
like,
in stock.
stuff
Yeah.
Like good flour right now. It's kind of
Oh, absolutely.
slim pickings.
Yeah.
What do you think is like most like what's the toughest thing to keep in stock right now? We went to a couple shops the other day,
Concentrate.
and we went to one shop. I'm not gonna say the name. One of the biggest shops in San Jose, and they had no concentrates.
Zero.
They had
None?
zero.
Doesn't surprise me.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys sell other concentrates more
See,
than
that's a
you
big
guys.
issue, man.
I like to think I do a good job of keeping different brand stock. So if we run out of one thing, hopefully you can substitute with another thing.
Yeah.
But as far as, your more budget concentrates, stuff 50 a G and under,
It's gone.
Oh yeah.
It goes.
Those will go in the first few days that we get them.
You
Really?
can't keep it in stock.
God.
Yeah, you get all sorts of people coming in to max out their 8 grams.
Every day?
Oh yeah, every day.
Oh.
And they'll come back the next day and get 8 more. And then on Mondays and Sundays we'll run our 20% off specials. It's even
More.
more.
Even more.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, what days are the specials?
So Mondays we do 20% off concentrates.
Okay.
Tuesdays we do it's like a happy hour throughout the day. It's pretty fucking confusing, honestly. Wednesday.
Don't go on Tuesday.
Wednesday we do 25% off on vapes.
Oh, wow.
But it's only your first vape cartridge.
Oh, okay.
But still, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
For pens and carts and
For
shit.
pens and carts.
Go vape
Thursday
up.
it's 15% off edibles. Friday we release a strain for like 35 and 8th for the week.
Okay.
Saturday 20% off pre-rolls, and then Sunday is 20% off pick your item.
Oh,
you
pick
basi-
your- okay,
Yeah,
so-
you pick anything for
Sunday is the day.
So,
I'm gonna come holler at you on
Oh,
Sunday,
yeah.
bro.
Head on down to Hayes, your local San Jose dispensary.
you just mentioned edibles. How's everything going with all the new edible regulations? How are
Man.
patients feeling about the restrictions on the milligrams and all that shit?
We've actually pretty much already adjusted. I mean, since January, we've heard all sorts of flack on that, but
Man,
people have pretty much transitioned to 100 milligrams at this point, unless they're buying edibles from the black market. So, dispensary to dispensary, you're pretty much only going to find 100 milligram edibles because there's hardly any people still holding
Over 100.
Well, you have to hold a medical license to sell
get-
that,
yeah,
and you can only cater to the medical patients. And pretty much all these companies have just gone wreck. So
Right.
Really?
you really only see 100 milligram edibles around.
I've heard that those fucking Plus gummies are killing it.
Yeah, Plus gummies are killing it.
But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy though too that we've seen them go from cool shapes and making it real fun. Now it's blocks. You know, like,
Yeah.
they took all the fun out of this shit.
Yeah, you cannot cater to children whatsoever.
It's like I'm not catering to children, but even grown-ups are kids too, though.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a
Like,
damn kid.
Yeah.
you and me both.
Still like cereal.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. All right, Graham, what's your favorite cereal when you're high as fuck?
Oh, fuck. I call them pussy poppers.
What are those?
Golden Crisp or Honey Smacks.
Oh yeah, both of those.
yeah.
They look
Honey
like little
Smacks.
vaginas.
Oh, that's
right?
throwback. That's throwback.
Dude, so honestly, I've been trying to find them at a grocery store, and if anybody knows where to find Honey Smacks or Golden Crisp, you let me know,
Yeah,
because they're gone.
The one with the frog.
The frog,
Remember-
and then there's the bear too.
Yeah, I
There's
remember
two
the
that
bear,
post.
yeah.
and
Really?
then
Yeah.
They just silently walked away from the game.
maybe they look too
Yo.
fallacious.
I've done this shit for 40 years. I'm done making these pussy smacks. Oh shit!
Pussy smacks. Hey, we're doing pretty good now. This is what 2 or 3 in a row without setting off the fire alarm.
Hey.
Yeah,
We'll knock on wood here.
Nice.
knock on the wood.
So, Graham, you did say earlier that you think it's pretty conclusively that California has better weed than Colorado.
I mean, it's hard to say right now
Never
because
mind. Still went off.
There we go.
speak of the devil.
Well,
Right on time. And my torch stopped working.
What
Start
the
working again.
fuck, man?
Oh well. People were requesting the fire alarm though. You forgot though.
They were?
Yeah, they said no fire alarm this episode.
Oh, there it goes. And we're back.
Luckily, we only get about 10, 15 seconds out of that thing. Anyway, as I was saying, Graham, you were saying that you do think California has better top shelf weed than Colorado. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
More experience.
More experience. Maybe it's just our teams of growers. Not to say I haven't had fire in Colorado, but the best weed that I've had in Colorado definitely hasn't come from the dispensaries.
Really?
That's for sure. It's
Yeah.
been like from private growers and guys that sell to the dispensaries or
More 5 Light growers and stuff like that.
yeah.
I think that's something we were talking about earlier that I feel like a lot of people maybe are missing, kind of like we are, is just that small batch, personal grow, fire shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, obviously we got legal weed now. Shut the fuck up. We're all buying weed from stores and shit. You know what I mean? It's a lot of warehouse weed and shit. Like, I don't know. At least for me, I miss that quality of that, like, small batch. Like, somebody took the time, you know what I mean? And they could really give each plant the love that it deserves. And I felt like it really would show sometimes in the end product.
Yeah.
You miss that?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, with the new testing regulations,
hot
small
in here.
batch has pretty much gone out the door if they want to sell to dispensaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It costs $400 to run one test.
Oh, more. I mean,
Right?
Explain that, please.
Yeah, it's, I mean, for full spectrum testing, my club, I think we're paying anywhere from $700 to $1,000.
Oh my God.
Depending the volume of tests that you send out.
Oh, my
Really?
So,
God.
I mean, you factor that in. I'm pretty sure it's good for up to 10 pounds. So you have to,
You have to make your batches 10 fucking pounds.
right?
Every time.
I mean, like if you're doing small batch and you're only growing,
What the
if you're only growing a few pounds at a time, then I mean, you're gonna eat it on the test alone if you
Yeah.
want to get it in dispensaries.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about packaging. Like,
You got to pay somebody to package though too, and you got to pay taxes on that too.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy.
There's just a whole logistics side. Like, I think it's crazy because we got pegged as like just dollar signs. You know what I'm saying? But
just
that
too
was
much money.
before it got broken down into like such a logistical thing. You know what I'm saying? Now people are starting to find out maybe there's not
Money.
quite as much profit margin in weed as everyone thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all they did see was green.
Yeah.
That's all they did see was green.
I'm not saying it's not profitable, but
But it's just harder for the smaller grower, the connoisseur grower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
To, you
they're
know,
squeezing people
yeah,
now.
they really are squeezing them, and it sucks to see that.
Yeah.
You know.
And you've honestly seen a lot of these like smaller growers get lined up with the bigger guys.
Yep.
So you're no longer going to see that small batch
They're
stuff.
just absorbing them, yeah.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about that is that with the smaller batches, you guys were waiting on that to buy that before this whole thing went legal and stuff, when people could come and sell to the club and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, essentially that's what I was looking for pre-2018 was just those guys that had the fire that no one else had,
the 5 light grower and stuff like that. Yeah. But you don't see that too often anymore, unless they're smoking it to the face.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
But usually it's kind of hard to see that growers and smokers now they don't. There's just smokers. It's not as many growers anymore. A lot of people got out the game.
Yeah.
Something's squeaking over here.
Something's squeaking.
It's driving me fucking nuts.
All right, Graham, if you got to pick your favorite strain right now to smoke, what is it? Flower.
Star Dog. Good cut of Star Dog.
Yeah?
I'm all over
Fuck
it.
It's one you don't hear too much anymore.
I
heard
fuck
that one in a
with,
while.
I fuck with Stardust. Lady, look at Shane over there. He's over there sweating.
I'm lit. That fucking dad fucked me up. Hey, give me a couple Q-tips.
Look at that guy.
Yo, this little Taurus is sick, though.
He's over there sweating. Took his glasses off.
You guys do not understand how fucking hot it gets in here. I mean, you can see the smoke in the cameras, but, like,
It's hot.
this is just a little fucking spare bedroom. There's 4 of us in here.
It's a hot
smoking
box.
like a chimney.
And if
It
you guys
is.
are watching this
Gets
right
hot.
now, please type in "I love sauce" in the comment section, please.
I love
Keep it
sauce.
saucy.
Keep it saucy. I need a dab of some sauce. Throw that my way.
I got you.
If we were talking about since we're talking about favorite strains and stuff like that, what would you say is your favorite concentrate to smoke? Star Dog still, or would it be something different?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, there's so much hype in the concentrate game.
Exactly.
Like,
I guess a better question would be, like, what's your favorite product to smoke on right now? Do you have, like, a go-to brand right now? Or like,
Right now-
are you a big sauce guy?
I've been fucking with 710 Labs heavy.
they're good. Yeah,
They're
the
super hype
rosin?
right now. Just in general, their sauce, their rosin, their hash. Their hash is my favorite right now.
it's fire. It is. Props to
Yeah,
them.
they killed it out in Colorado, too.
Yeah.
Oh, they were out there in Colorado first.
Uh-huh.
Yep. They
Yep.
were crushing it out there when we were out there.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, they're cool. It's all love.
That's cool.
That shit's fire.
710 Labs for sure.
Am I just counting in my head?
No, I got a timer for you right here.
Oh, perfect.
I'll tell you when it's good.
This
Real
guy's
dabber.
fucking prepared.
Real
That's why
dabber.
I fuck with Graham.
I remember the first time I met Graham, he had fucking the biggest array of shit of concentrate. It was crazy, bro. Like, how do you have this library of concentrate? bro? Came with the dopest dab rig.
Just got to know the right people, I guess.
Graham the Glass Man. I fuck with it.
Man. Do you see yourself making any rigs yourself or any?
You know, I've taken a few classes. I've made a few dab tools and a few pendants, but really to like start making rigs and to get like on the level of the glass that I like to collect,
You got to take 10 years.
you got to devote your life to it.
Yeah.
You really have to want to be a glass
Oh
artist.
my God.
Yeah.
Just getting on the torch and fucking around for a little bit, though, like, gives you a new appreciation
Oh,
for the
totally.
work, though.
This
Yeah.
is insane.
Absolutely. It's so hard to even make like pendants and dab tools, let alone like work different colors of glass. It's really a trip what some of these guys are doing lately.
What am I at?
It's go time.
It's go time?
Go time. What are you smoking on, Dan?
Some rocks. I'm smoking rocks.
It's some Fruity Monster.
Fruity Monster.
Yeah.
Fruity
That shit
Monster.
was smelling crazy when I popped that jar, though.
Got the egg there. What kind of? We got a Halen on there.
Yeah, the Halen round bottoms.
Nice. Big
That
old
cap's not the
fucking
best
cap.
one for it, but may have to pull out the use cap here in a minute.
Yeah, you just got that new pickup. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, so just picked up a heater. A little out of my realm. I'm not much of a tube guy. I'm more of a sculpted glass, but this one just caught my eye so much.
Mini tube heater.
Is that hidden?
I can see why.
Why I'm sweating?
Ooh, wee.
So yeah, this is a True Crunk Yushin collab that I just picked up with the matching Yush cap.
The hell did you give me, Graham? Ugh.
What
That
is-
thing's crazy though.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If you could, I wish we could zoom in right now. Every design is different. I think he was explaining that earlier.
Yeah, so every milli chip on there is different than the others. It's got a few of Yush's sections on there with some of his line work at the bottom. Big old Filicella booty on the bottom.
Oh, look at that booty.
Yeah.
Nothing like a Yush filler, man.
It is a heater.
That is nice.
How much would one of those things cost if I wanted to get one?
Oh, buddy.
It's full retail.
I mean,
Full retail, no wholesale price, straight retail.
it's hard to put numbers on Crunk's work right now because it's kind of subjective and it goes up and down. Certain tubes go for more than others, but I mean, with Yush and Crunk behind it, you're looking like minimum 20 bands on this tube.
Damn.
And like you're talking
20
about,
Beezies.
the market as far as glass overall changes, the market on certain artists changes. But
Sure.
if you're gonna pick a piece for investment purposes, you want to pick a piece that has two artists that have been around for a while and are gonna be around for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think you could have picked two artists that have better staying power
Right.
than AK and Yush. I mean, they've been at the top of the heap for
I don't even want to touch
decades.
that thing. I don't even want to touch
Yeah,
something.
it's definitely some fire.
That's crazy.
You break that, it's like totaling your car.
I actually had the opportunity to sit down and interview Yush a few
a
years,
brand new
probably
Honda
5 or
right
6
there.
years ago.
Oh, shit. That's cool. Yeah, I met him at DFO.
He's a chill ass dude, man.
Not DFO. Well, yeah, I did see him at DFO, but I met him at Age.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself collabing with any of these guys? You should ask them to make something for you or anything?
Well, I mean, I can definitely acquire customs. That can be done, for the right dollar amount.
Okay.
I've definitely gotten a bunch of customs from Jeff Smart, J Smart Glass. He does a lot of my Simpsons rigs and
Those are dope.
cartoon
Those are
rigs
clean.
and stuff
Yeah,
like
you
that.
added some creative influence.
Those
to
are my favorite
Absolutely, yeah. But pretty much for artists at this level, you see a piece that you want, you just grab it.
Gotcha.
Customs aren't really too.
Artists
anymore.
don't
Well,
like
that's just not
making
too common.
customs.
It's just
Yeah,
not
yeah.
common.
Yeah.
And why would an artist want to do it? People oftentimes, especially when they're just getting into glass, that's what they'll do. They'll hit up some guy whose work they like and say, "Hey, I want this tall, this color." You know what I mean? And sometimes they don't even have that glass selection on hand, and it's like, I'd rather just work something, make something that's like art, something that I feel like making at the time, and put it up. And if somebody likes it, they buy it. If they don't, they don't.
Totally.
Yep.
I feel like it's more of an artistic expression when they can just get in there and just go off of whatever their vibe is instead of like, oh, I got to make this just like this and I hope this guy likes it type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a pop and glass artist, you probably don't have trouble selling your shit.
You sure don't.
Sure
It
don't.
sells out before it's even done.
Yeah. So customs really probably ain't on your mind, which is understandable. Oh, I'm lit.
You lit?
I'm
Lit as
drunk.
fuck.
This thing is tiny, bro. How small do these get?
So that one is just under 7 inches. I've seen second quality ones that are smaller, but as far as a first quality, that's definitely the smallest one I've seen. I'm sure that there's probably a smaller one out there, but
Can you explain first quality and second quality? And
yeah. So first,
That's a mothership thing.
yeah, Mothership puts out all sorts of pieces, and all of their first qualities they make sure are just perfect.
Flawless.
Yeah, all the letters line up. The seeds are supposed to line up. There shouldn't be any scratches. The shaping should be just right.
okay.
Yeah. The perk should be set perfect.
Yep. And you can only get a first quality from a drop. So either from a Mothership drop or from a store drop.
Damn.
Or, if somebody bought one and then they resell it.
Okay.
But, yeah, so that's essentially the first qualities. The second quality are going to have like a scratch in them or off shaping.
Right.
Or
an offset perk or like a
offset
broken perk.
And they'll usually go for, like a stack less or whatever it be.
Damn. Even though
Yeah.
it's fucked up a little.
Yeah.
Right.
The one
Just
of
a
these,
little bit.
the one of these I have in the other room is a second, just because it has a tiny little tool mark right there on the can. Yeah, you barely even see it, but they definitely take their quality control seriously, and that's the main reason why they are where they are.
Yeah.
What did they used to do before they did the second thing?
Um,
Because they didn't always do seconds, right?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think in 2012, I feel like they were only putting out first quality pieces.
Yeah.
And then also protos.
And then they
prototypes,
probably
too.
tried to scale.
And then also not for sale. Sometimes they'll mark their pieces not for sale.
Yeah, but I'm sure they tried to scale, you know what I'm saying? And then they started seeing like 1 out of every 20 was like fucked up, right? So then they probably just started going first and second. Yeah.
They probably would just give the other ones to friends and
these
family and shit.
Anytime you scale, you're gonna see flaw.
What do you're
failure?
Graham,
failure
you're
rate.
definitely more up on the current glass game and kind of the scene than we are. To be honest, at this point, what do you see as far as obviously when we first started getting into this shit, it was really an underground kind of a niche thing. I feel like it's been brought out more into the light in the last 5 years or so. Obviously, prices on a lot of stuff went way up. Mm-hmm. There's way more artists blowing glass, way more people into buying glass, dabbing. Yep. Obviously dabbing getting bigger has had a lot to do with it. But where do you see glass kind of going in the next 5 years?
I mean, I don't even think it's peaked yet. A lot of people think that the glass game is dead. It's fucking tanking. This and that. But
I've been hearing that a lot. That's why I asked the question.
For certain artists, that's the case for sure. But as more states legalize and get weed in their hands and dabs,
growing.
People are gonna want to start collecting cooler glass. And I mean, cool pieces are always gonna be around as long as dabs and weed are around. So the more dabs and weed that are around, I would feel like the more cool pieces are eventually going to be around. So I feel like it's only going to go up from here.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you probably have a good perspective on that too, because you probably got to see and meet and talk to a lot of patients who maybe get their card for the first time. They've only ever smoked weed, and then they get introduced to dabs, and then a year later they come in and all they buy is dabs.
Yep.
I knew a lot of friends like that.
We have 2 glass displays in the shop. One is filled with China glass, and one is filled with some of my older pieces.
The headies.
Yeah, some of my older headies and stuff. And for the most part, people buy China glass, but you see all sorts of people starting to appreciate the American stuff. They're like, oh, why does this stuff look so much cooler than the stuff in that case?
Because it is.
Yeah. After a quick conversation, it's easy to sell them on the American stuff.
Yeah. You get a second to actually sit down and kind of educate them on the difference.
True.
Because a lot of people, obviously, we still do glass reviews and stuff on the channel, and if I even mention a price for something, obviously some people get it, but some people go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I can get the same thing on DHgate for $30.
Exactly.
Are you guys trying to play me? I'm not fucking paying $1,000 for a bong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the majority of people, man. There's not a lot of people that are willing to pay $3-4 grand for a piece. You know what I'm saying?
And hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing
In
wrong
fact,
with
that
it.
sounds like the sanest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody has their thing that they're into. You might you might buy a lot of shoes. You might fucking you might like sports memorabilia. You might like whatever your thing is that you're into, it's a hobby or something that you collect, that you spend money on. People don't realize that for the people that collect this shit, that's what it is to them.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because honestly the biggest guys that I hear knocking glass are most of the time car guys. And it's funny because a car is pretty much the biggest lemon you can invest in.
Yeah, for sure.
You're constantly reinvesting and throwing money on a car, no matter what kind of car it is.
Appreciating assets.
So, I drive a fucking beater now. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Cars are a terrible investment.
Yeah, so
for sure.
You're always going to spend money. Everyone's got their vices, but glass is a cool thing to collect, in my opinion.
Yeah, you can't knock it.
Especially, it's just like anything else, you know what I'm saying? There's people that claim to be, really into fashion, but really they're just hype boys, and they just want, the next hottest thing, and they'll wear whatever you tell them is the hot shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with the glass game, you know what I'm saying? There's some kids that just, get into dabs, and they find out that a ship is the best thing you can own. And it's like, oh, okay, I only smoke out of mothership. Yeah. But when we went and checked out your glass collection, I was like, okay, this is somebody who's like he actually loves this shit. You know what I'm saying? You had all those different sculpture pieces of shit that had sentimental value to you, stuff that had, connections to things you were into when you were a kid and stuff. When we were over there, I was like, okay, this is. I felt good about putting that up and showing people that side of glass, because it's okay, here's somebody who's actually into it, that actually loves it.
It was cool because I wasn't even expecting that. You know what I'm saying? That was the cool part. I thought we were just going to check out a crazy mothership collection, or just a bunch of headies, and then you get there and it's a bunch of childhood characters and shit. It was dope.
It's a mini gallery for sure.
When I seen that, I was like, he needs his own store, bro. Like for
Maybe
real?
someday.
Do you see more glass shops popping up?
Oh yeah. Definitely, you're seeing more heady shops pop up too that are selling the high end pieces.
Yeah.
Bro, they need to get this consumption shit going through. We really want to open up just like a fucking lounge, heady
that would be
spot.
so
You
dope.
know,
Fucking dope as fuck.
people could come and put shit like on consignment there and shit or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just have cases and headies and just a spot that everybody can roll through like on the weekends or fucking whenever.
I
you
feel
know,
like
and
it
just-
essentially could be done.
Yeah.
Dude, the CCC lounge, that's been a dream since the start, pretty much.
Like there was some cool underground lounges that we used to kick it at sometimes. You know, here
There's
in
a
San
few
Jose.
private ones in Denver too that are fully legal.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
that shit's cool. I would love to be able to do something like that someday.
Yeah, Denver opened that up, I think, like right before we left or right after we left.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
remember hearing about that.
That's hella
That
crazy.
shit's tight as fuck.
That's the future, guys, and that's like obviously we talked about a lot of, or I guess some of the negatives of the full legalization, or at least some of the stuff that's kind of being the early hurdles with all the new regulations. But there's gonna be a lot of good shit coming down the line like that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's
Just this shit being more accepted in all walks of
it's
life.
gonna be the new wave.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, that's what it is. It's not gonna be about flour anymore. It's not gonna be about your concentrates anymore. It's gonna be about
Bang for buck.
It's gonna be like, how can I get people to smoke in my facility and
Yeah.
spend money in my facility?
Exactly.
But you know,
So, Graham, where do you see weed in, like, say, 10 years? I know it's a kind of a generic question, but it's one that we ask. It's one we ask all our guests. Like, it's crazy to see where it's gone.
I was gonna say, well, if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be smoking out of a mothership, a quartz nail, dabbing little rocks in it,
No doubt.
Not even told you that. If you could have
Yeah.
just like shown you a video clip
Yeah.
from now, you'd be
I
like,
would have
"What
thought it
am
was
I
the
doing?"
future. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we are in the future.
Like you go back to smoking out of your fucking homemade foil pipe
Exactly. Yeah.
to this
To this.
Exactly.
in 10 years or
Yeah.
whatever it's been.
Yeah.
went from brick weed to like you don't even know what to pick now.
I mean, I was talking about just the whole structure and, like, of the business. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
But, I
within
mean,
10
even,
I mean,
years.
10 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw it in 7-Eleven.
yeah?
You think it'll be
maybe-
federally legal?
Oh, yeah.
You think they're gonna-
less time than that.
You think they're gonna
That's
do
what I've
away?
been telling people.
Yeah, they're already, I feel like, getting their hands in it.
You think
I
they're
think
gonna?
we're about 3 years away, to be honest.
It's
3 to 5.
I don't know. They're
7-Eleven ain't gonna have no motherfucking cookies.
They're building this
maybe
whole.
not cookies, but they could have edibles in a fucking
green
in
number
a
one.
fridge, just like the beer. And
Yeah, but they're building this whole infrastructure right now. Like, you think they're just gonna build this whole dispensary infrastructure and then just like
Say
like, oh
7-Eleven,
fuck you, now 7-Eleven can
why don't-
carry it.
Why would they have to do away with that? If
they
just
could
like
have
said-
both. Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier, there's those people that are just gonna want bang for their buck. They're just gonna want quick, easy shit.
Yeah.
Like I could see the gas stations taking over like the pen game, and
Right.
shit
Yeah.
like that. Like
And,
that.
like,
That's
and
one thing I would see.
Pen and pre rolls.
But I
I
don't
see
know if they
that.
would really take away that much business from people that buy weed in a store. Like if I'm just your everyday average Joe and I just want to go shop for some weed.
Yeah.
Like I want to go into a store that just sells weed and has people in there that smoke weed and love weed and talk about weed. Like I want to go somewhere and live weed for 10 or 15 minutes while I'm
Right.
in there. You know,
Right.
I don't want to
Yeah, that's true.
go up to the
Also,
gas
at the
station
same time,
and
you
pay for
got
it with my
some
water.
people that don't give a fuck and they just want to smoke whatever.
They're
They
gonna-
want-
they're gonna be the
exact
one-
convenience.
Yeah.
So then they'll go and get their Coast fucking pre rolls at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, and you may have certain cities and areas that might not have dispensaries, but they could have a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Or like a retail store that also sells bud.
yeah.
And it's going to be very commercialized.
Yikes!
Wow.
That's gonna
That's
be
a
crazy.
that's a crazy thought, man.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
can
they
see
already
that
did,
for
they did
sure.
the same thing with the CBD market. So you see the CBD in California. I guess it's illegal now, but state to state, you see CBD in every single head shop.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
why did Cali make it illegal?
I'm still seeing it in all the head shops here.
Pretty much, I'm pretty sure Cali made it illegal because they only want people with holding licenses to sell CBD. So if you're growing CBD on your farm, hemp CBD or whatever it
Right.
be, and you have a license and it's tested, you're okay to sell it. But they wanted to knock out the 50 state guys that were
Right.
selling industrial hemp, not necessarily tested. Just
Right.
throwing it in tinctures, and it was ending up in head shops, gas stations.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
This shit's getting crazy, man.
it is getting crazy. I seen some shit in the head shop the other day that I swear
It was weed.
It
bro.
was weed, bro.
It was fucking weed.
It was fucking weed.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
That was weed, bro.
I've seen Bammer weed before. That's what this was.
Were they selling it as CBD?
Yeah.
Bro, it wasn't even that.
There's no THC in it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's 7% THC.
It was straight up.
I'll tell you that right now.
It was frosty, bro. I'm not like it wasn't even that bad. I've smoked worse. I was like, yo, if I was in like Arizona,
The $35 hit.
I would buy that.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly, bro. Exactly. And I wouldn't be that mad at it.
Yeah.
Like, we opened it and smelled it and shit. It smelled like weed. I'm like, dude.
Where the fuck was this at?
At a head shop.
Yeah.
In California?
In California, yeah, it was crazy.
The fuck?
Couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Crazy, bro.
But yeah, supposedly there's no CBD around, so I don't know what's going on out there.
Who the fuck
CBD
knows?
world is crazy. I'm going to smoothie shops and seeing it as an additive on the menu. You want a protein boost? You want a CBD boost?
It's in restaurants now too, though.
Yeah, I've seen it in restaurants.
Yeah.
It's
On
it's
pizza.
still hey,
Yeah.
you guys
That's
forget
cool,
it's
man.
still the Wild West.
Yeah.
Still.
That ain't the Wild West.
It sure is.
For CBD, maybe.
Things are getting there though. Things are evolving. It's to me the most interesting thing about like being around at this present time is just watching how different states are going about it differently and like what the results that it's yielding. You know what I mean? Like just talking about the prices earlier. Like how many times people used to hit us up like, "Yo, why?" I just went to Vegas. Like, I live in Colorado. I just went to Vegas. I live in California. Why is your guys' shit fucking $30 a gram in Colorado and fucking
50.
$85 a gram or whatever you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it the same product and it costs twice as much over here as it does over here?
Yeah, it's,
you know?
I don't know. Man.
you can't. It's tough to explain. You can't.
But it's also hard.
California
to match up
rents are higher. Licensing costs more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
the
that's
testing fees are different from state to state. I mean, we were talking about all the negatives of the testing. How about just the fact that, like, we were talking about how you don't have the variety and just the product that you wish you had access to right now. If I'm a grower and I have to test each strain separately and batch it that way, I'm not gonna grow fucking 15 strains.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna grow 5.
That's what.
You're gonna go
that's
3.
exactly what my shop's doing.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's what most people are doing.
And I'm sure you guys are growing the ones that are like PM resistant and fucking
high yielders.
Yeah.
High
You gotta
yielders.
hit your
High yield
numbers.
for
High
sure.
yielders,
Yeah.
fucking
You're not-
hardy plants.
Yeah.
You're
like,
not growing
Yeah.
Blue Dream, are you?
Not right now, but we have.
Shout out Blue Dream.
Got him.
All you Blue Dream lovers out there.
Hey, we was just talking about that right then. Like just 4 years ago,
Ah,
5 years ago.
remember
Blue
when-
Dream's gonna make a comeback.
Hey,
you
remember-
wait.
You
think
just
so?
Wait. Oh,
You
fuck
remember?
yeah.
Hey, you remember when
I
you
feel
guys
like
gonna make a
Blue
He's
Dream
shaking his head.
Blue Dream met its death in
Hey,
like
I-
2016
I hope
through
it does.
Instagram memes and shit.
I
you
hope
know?
it does because y'all remember when it was easy to trap a pack of Blue Dream.
Oh,
I was just about to say.
or
just 4
or
or 5 years
20
ago,
or
yeah.
20.
Blue Dream definitely
Easy,
gave
like,
me
oh.
some good seasons.
Blue Dream.
Is this work? Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Fuck.
There's
all right.
Remember
there's
my fir-
800 of these.
Remember my first outdoor, Dan? What was the easiest shit to? What was the?
Blue
What
Dream?
went the quickest?
I,
Grows
I,
itself.
I moved it all.
Sells itself,
All of it.
grows itself.
All
cheap,
of it.
Yeah, and it
high
looks good
yield.
though.
Yeah, it looks good. High tester.
But
It
see,
smells
shit like
decent.
that is why I think if we get to see what you're talking about, where we get to the day where it's shit weed in 7-Eleven versus boutique weed at cannabis clubs, I still think it's gonna be the Marlboros and shit that are growing all the Blue Dream and
Yeah.
not to shit on Sour D, but it's just gonna be like a couple staples like
Sure.
that. It'll be like Haze,
Yeah.
Diesel,
Yeah.
Blue Dream,
Or just
Yeah.
daytime, nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're already seeing that with some companies that are in the shops.
Yeah.
They're calling they're
The
not,
drinks are like
No, there's
calm
actual bud that they're not putting a name on. I forgot what the company is, but it's a very high
just
end.
selling it as
oh,
indica.
Candescent, right?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
selling it as daytime, nighttime.
Yeah. And then the hybrid's like fucking
Yeah.
mood or something.
Yeah.
It's a trip, yeah.
Or it'll just be branded as Indica Sativa Hybrid.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, 3 different things you
It's
can get.
no more fun, man.
No fun.
Shit is weak.
But man, I like sometimes it seems kind of like bleak when you think about it. But I just always remember that like we're all still gonna be here.
Yeah.
Totally.
Right? We're all still gonna find a way to smoke.
We're
good.
gonna fight the fight.
Like if no one else is growing good weed for us, we're all gonna break down and have to like throw in on a
growing it.
spot and start doing it ourselves. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
no matter what,
We
we're
will not
always gonna
give
be
in.
smoking as good as we can, no matter how commercialized weed gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a million other people out there, millions of other people out there just like us.
Amen
so.
to that.
Man, I'm gonna drink
Amen
to
to
that.
that.
Yeah.
We smoke fire till the day we die.
Man. That's all. We spoiled. Like I said, we spoiled.
We grew up spoiled.
We can't like grapes. Like, remember one point it was grapes or nothing.
I love grapes. Shane, what about you?
GDP or
Yeah,
nothing.
perps.
What do you think? Yeah?
Yeah, perps are always
Perps
fire.
all day.
Yeah, it's hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah.
It's a
good perp.
It's a niche market. The grapes, I don't know where they went. I love
Hey,
it.
should we just break down the grapes thing right now once and for all? Because we just kind of hint and jab at it and fucking twist people around here and there. There's a lot of people out there that are legitimately interested in how we really feel about grapes.
I love grapes.
Because the first 3 years we used to jokingly
He
just
loves
shit on
grapes.
grapes.
Hey,
And now everything is we love grapes.
I mean, I feel like we've explained it before, but
I feel like it was just because it was a big wave of grapes.
Super-
Everybody
yeah.
had fake grapes.
Yes,
and all that
exactly.
green grapes
Yeah.
bullshit.
So
So-
you guys remember too when it was like, I want to say like what, 05 to 08 when the grapes were like hitting.
Fat.
And it was like Urkel and Purple Kush and GDP,
And
those
then-
were, and like maybe a Grape Ape. Those were like the
Yeah.
four, at least for us, where our area, those were like the four grape strains that were always in circulation.
and then the
you
wave
know?
of fake grapes came in.
Green grapes.
Green
what the
grapes.
fuck is this?
What is this
Like-
green grapes?
Yeah, so this is how I would break it down. It's like we like real grapes. We're
Purple.
not that big on fake grapes.
Purple.
Real
Yes.
grapes is something that is purple because of the lineage. Like a purple Urkel to me is like
Yummy.
the one strain I can say is like the most true to what purple weed is supposed
What about
to be.
some
or
like straight
grapes.
purple Kush?
Ooh,
That's nice.
purple Kush.
I haven't
was
seen
nice.
that in a minute.
That's
Purple
nice.
Kush was
For
nice.
perps, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's just straight purple Kush.
Purple Kush was.
But I always felt like that. Like, what was the purple Kush usually? I never felt like I knew exactly what purple Kush was. I always just
It was
felt like
fire.
as Urkel, the more Urkel it was, the better. The more
Yeah.
that sweet candy grape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The reason we used to kind of dog GDP is because there was always, at least for us, there was always two GDP cuts going around. There was like the Urkel
This is
heavy,
true.
like sweet one, and then there was,
skunk.
for those of you that don't know, GDP is purple Urkel and Big Bud.
I remember.
Anybody ever smoke Big Bud?
I remember
Anybody
when
know
you
what the
had-
fuck a Big Bud is?
no.
So that was always our point. So you get the one pheno that was like hella grapey and perpy, and we liked that one. But then there was the other one that was more on the Big
I
Bud
remember when
side.
you smell
And
a
it just,
bag of grapes, it smelled literally like a skunk.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? It's
Yeah.
a skunk.
and then you
Ooh.
smell it again, and it would smell like candy.
Yeah.
And,
And
what
it's
the fuck?
just-
And then you smell it again, it would smell like grapes or fruit or something.
Oh
You
my
know?
God.
I guess what we're getting to is, Graham, do you like grapes?
Oh, fuck yeah. Grapes all day.
Those real grapes,
Yes.
Only the real
Graham
grapes.
loves grapes.
no pretend grapes.
And if you're still watching this video, type in "I love grapes" in the comments, please,
Yes,
because
because
we love them.
And like this shit, and favorite this shit, and hit that bell.
Subscribe.
Honestly,
Hey.
if you guys are still rocking with us as deep as we are in at this point,
I'm faded.
you guys are the shit.
I'm faded.
We're faded,
I'm fading. I'm faded.
you know, but it might be that time though.
It's probably that time. Shit, Graham, we really appreciate you sitting down, taking the time to roll
Appreciate
through.
you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Always appreciate being on.
Love it.
We'll
man.
probably have you on again if you're up for it.
Always, always.
Yeah. All right.
We
Well,
might have to steal that new rig off you and do a review.
I think we need to take a few more dabs out of this fucking smoke box.
Get some air.
For Blunt Talk, I'm Danny.
I'm Will.
I'm Shane,
I'm Graham.
and we are out.
Peace.